So Drew's been kissing his microphone leading up to pressing record for reasons unexplained.
And it's not gonna be explained.
Oh. Is it our big end of season cliffhanger? Why was Drew kissing that microphone? But then Patrick Duffy wakes up and it was all a dream. Do people like Dallas references? Are we doing the right thing for our audience? Or is our audience teenagers with anxiety disorders and they don't understand what I'm talking about?
They only know rebooted Dallas.
Ooh, how about Reboot? The original CG television show.
I enjoyed Reboot a lot.
I just missed it.
You just hit your 30s when it came out in 1996.
I didn't want to say it like that, but sort of yes. I was a little too old when it came out. I was aware of it, but I'm like, nah, that seems like it's for nerdy babies.
What about Beasties and or Beast Wars?
Both after my time.
Ugh, you're the worst.
I was a real Dick Van Dyke Show. Ozzie and Harriet. Those are the shows of my childhood.
Of course.
Yeah.
I Love Lucy.
The Colgate Comedy Hour.
Yeah, I don't know if this is going to help you, but he was also a part of the Colgate Comedy Hour. Hit the high C all night.
Come on.
I made you listen to his entire album that night that I told you you'd never get anywhere because you're addicted to your phone.
So, hey, I'm Scott. This is Drew, I believe. Drew is my guest co-host.
Every week.
Permanent guest host.
I'm also the audio tech now, I guess.
Yeah, you got promoted.
I'm a producer.
You got promoted to doing more shit that I don't want to do.
Yeah. Yep. At least you don't have to edit things anymore. And
it is nice. I gotta tell you, it's pretty nice. I just throw that shit up there, don't even listen to it. I hope it recorded something, and nobody's been that mad yet. So I guess we're doing it right.
Oh, there's still time.
There's time for people to get.
There is
very mad.
I can say a lot of things that'll get us in a lot of trouble, but I won't. Because this is a place of complete happiness and joy and acceptance. We allow everyone here.
It's a safe space.
Except the Chinese.
Absolutely. But for real, hashtag stop Asian hate. Hashtag unless they deserve it.
Hashtag unless they move to your country and refuse to learn your language. And they want the country to be the same as where they left.
They're trying to do some weird kind of Chinese gentrifying.
Scott, if you look to the direction I am pointing... On this podcast.
I mean, yeah, but why...
The neighbors next door...
You could just point instead of Sieg Heiling in that direction.
Well, how else do you point? You don't point with all four fingers up and straight armed...
Diagonally up.
Into a position.
Okay, yeah, so that direction.
Those neighbors, my entire childhood, until maybe, let's say 2010. Okay. So we've lived in this house... from 1992, I believe.
Yeah.
So from 92 to 2010, there was an Asian...
Damn, I wasn't even born yet.
As we established earlier, you were already in your 30s.
No, that was a joke. I'm a baby.
Growing up, there was an Asian family that lived next door that had... Not only did they have two Doberman pinchers in their backyard 24/7
until they got hungry.
That would constantly...
And then they had zero.
Scott, they're Chinese, not Korean.
I apologize.
There's a difference. I don't know what it is, but there is one.
Yeah, Chinese people have definitely never eaten any weird animals.
Is it tasteless to make Asian jokes on a podcast during a time where Asian people are getting the most amount of hate they've ever gotten? Are we the bad guys now?
I would hate for that to be the case.
I mean, we are white, mostly heterosexual white men, so we are the number one. We are apex predators.
We are. I like how we were white twice in your description. We were white, mostly heterosexual white men.
You got to emphasize the good parts.
Which I believe does, in fact, make us apex predators.
It's like when you're reviewing a movie and there's like one part you really liked, so you bring it up multiple times. Well, I really like the being white aspect of you and me. So
it is one of the best things about us.
Anyways, they had 2 Doberman Pinschers that used to, like, constantly try to murder me and my sister through the fence.
Okay.
Like, they were not friendly. And the family was, like... There was no kids, but there was, like, 2 adults who were, like, 50s-ish. 2 adults that were, like, 30-ish. And then, like, a grandma who could have been 180.
So were they living in like a shoplifters type situation? Shout
no,
out to Hirokazu Koreeda fans.
I think they all just immigrated here to like as a family, and instead of getting multiple houses, like because I don't think they were the current day, modern day like
classic
rich Chinese criminals,
classic Chinese business
criminals who are buying up houses that they don't live in, but also won't let anyone else live in them. Yeah. It was more of a like. Early 90s, China's a bad place to live. Let's move to Canada and just get like a moderately priced house in the suburbs and actually live in it. So there was 5 of them living in the house, and of those 5, from the years 1992 until 2010, 1 of the 5 people learned how to speak English. The other 4 did not understand a word of English.
Respect.
Because there were several times that my parents had to deal with them where, like, the backyard fence, like, there was part of it collapsed, so my dad was going to fix it, but he wanted to talk to them before he fixed it, and just, like,
that was
over their head.
A mistake.
They wanted to talk to them about the dogs constantly attacking the fence when my sister and I were in the backyard. Completely over their heads.
Eat my kids.
Yeah, it was a real shit show. Eventually, the one that did learn English, I was like the youngest one out of all of them. So he was maybe like, I don't know, 32 or 33. Mm-hmm. So about 10 years younger than you are now.
That's not true.
He eventually became somewhat social with my parents as far as like, when something was happening and we needed to like whatever.
Yeah.
And then they moved. And so we never like, thank God they're gone. But yeah, so like those were the ones.
And you
like,
can rest easy knowing those dogs are long dead.
Now, yeah, thank God there's some dead dogs. Now,
I love you, doggun.
I love you, doggun. I understand that learning a second language can be very difficult, right? Because the amount of times I've had Spanish-speaking girlfriends, I've had Mexican friends, I've gone to Mexico one time for almost 3 weeks. So my grasp of the Spanish language is very minimal because I'm dumb. I've had a lot of brain damage, and also I don't really try that hard.
I also am not really going out of my way for it.
But I can I understand way more than I speak. Like I can hear words in a sentence that I know, and then sort of figure out what the conversation is, or like what the comments or the statement being made are based off of like a few words. And sometimes I get it like pretty close, or sometimes it's like, yeah, you get the general gist of it, but it's actually technically this. I understand that. English is the language that all of the dumbest people in the world speak. So it's not that hard to learn it.
I mean, English has a lot of like weird exceptions and stuff that don't really make any logical sense.
True,
so I can see,
but so does every language.
Sure.
Like at least we might be, as far as I can tell, one of the only languages that doesn't have male and female for things, or is that only Spanish?
That's Spanish, French, German has 3 because they're woke, I guess.
Then they've been woke forever.
Yeah, Germans, always the wokest throughout history.
Wokest. Making the right decisions since 1938.
Yeah, I think it's mostly European languages.
Yeah.
I actually don't know if there are genders in Arabic or Urdu or Farsi.
Keep going. Name some more.
No, I feel like I would be tipping my hand too much if I named too many things, and also the people I'm in contact with who speak those languages.
Oh, interesting. Well, I feel like as a person who speaks English poorly,
correct.
You have learned it quite well.
Yes.
Yeah. It's so I don't want to slam anybody who can't learn the second language, but it's the act of not really trying.
The act of making zero effort to learn a couple of basic phrases. Like
if I moved to Mexico or Colombia or whatever, I would have to learn the basics of communication.
Yeah, and
even
like
if it's hard to understand what I'm saying to them,
Yeah.
at least there would be some understanding of, well, you're pronouncing the word weird, but I get what you're
get
saying,
it.
as opposed to just not acknowledging that the person is speaking to you and being here for 30 years and speaking nothing.
Yeah, I feel like just by osmosis you get a little bit. So to actually get nothing requires actually a strong effort on your part.
Yes.
To actively like disengage,
And it's not
from
like
hearing anything.
Things here are in dual languages. So you would have to have tons of exposure to English.
Yeah.
It's not like every sign is in Mandarin, Cantonese, and English. Now, there are a lot of places that are only Mandarin or Cantonese.
Yeah.
And those are specifically for those people. But if you wanted to do like basic, like there's no Chinese gas stations. There's no,
I guess that's true.
There's no like Chinese, like other than like fast food restaurants. So you're going to have a basic exposure to English. So at least put the bare minimums in.
Not if you only ride a bicycle and only go to Chinese restaurants.
True. But Chinese restaurants are mostly run by Indian people here.
That's the great injustice of it all.
But like even just writing down phrases on a card or something that you keep in your pocket that are just like the basic greetings, or like basic, like even just saying, sorry, I don't speak English.
Sure.
But like at least I understood how to say, I'm sorry, I don't speak Spanish. So when I went to Mexico and people tried to talk to me like a normal human being, and then some white guy just said, lo siento, no hablo español, so that they can at least look at me and go, oh, this guy's dumb.
Or donde es la biblioteca?
Donde es la biblioteca, yeah.
Because
everyone needs to go to a library when they go on vacation.
You love the library.
You're
a reader.
I've read, since high school, 3 books. In high school, I read 1 book, and the other 2, I watched the movie and realized they were much different than the book I was supposed to be reading. So, I did a book report in grade 11 where you could choose any book.
Yeah.
But you had to read it and do a book report. And there was parts of the class where they would make you read your book. I chose The Running Man because I knew it was a movie. I then didn't read the book.
And you wrote
watched the movie.
A long thing about Richard Dawson.
I wrote a long thing about Jesse the Body Ventura and about like all these things that weren't in the book, and I still like got a good grade and passed or whatever. But then afterwards realized like, oh man, if my teacher had ever read The Running Man, would realize I was not even close. So I'm not a reader. I'm more of a looker than a reader. I'm a grower, not a shower.
I like to be read too. That's nice.
Yeah, I guess I like to fall asleep while somebody else is reading a book.
Sure, that's almost like reading.
Yeah, I enjoy. No, but like not reading a book out loud.
No,
they're reading a book to themselves,
and you're there,
and I'm falling asleep.
Correct.
I like that.
That's nice.
That's the highlight of my day.
Yeah, I'm into that.
Yeah,
I'm trying to figure out the 3 books you've read since high school. Mein Kampf, the 1998 Sports Illustrated swimsuit issue, and Me Talk Pretty One Day by David Sedaris.
Oh, I know you can't say the best answer because
okay, is it from the first episode of Chappelle's Show?
Absolutely a book written by Clayton Bigsby. And I know you can't say it.
But
that is the best answer. No, I don't read a lot of books. And I don't read fiction. Because I watch movies for fiction.
Yeah, I do not.
I don't need to create things in my brain when I can visually look at it on a screen.
I exclusively read nonfiction by comedians. That's all I read.
I've definitely read some nonfiction by comedians.
Yeah.
The only books I've read I read. I don't actually remember what the title of it is, but it's written by one of the head trainers for SeaWorld, who after he left SeaWorld, just about it was essentially went along with the movie Blackfish,
yeah.
but it's like it's different because like he's a little bit more central of the argument as opposed to like we need to put all the whales back in the ocean and murder everyone who runs SeaWorld. It was more of a like, you know, once they're in there, you can't take them out, but what you can do is give them a better quality of life.
Also, I had a romantic relationship with one of them.
That's Dolphin Fucker, and we should probably see that movie.
Yes.
And then on the other side of it is like more information about orcas in captivity and in the wild. Interesting fact, the only interesting fact that I didn't know from reading that book was that the elderly female orcas who are past birthing age will allow the young males who aren't of like dominant banging age
to practice fucking
on them.
Yes.
Yeah. To get them like ready to mate with other females in other pods and stuff.
Where's that in the human world?
Are you saying that you want? No,
yeah, I want to practice fucking on an old bitch.
You want your grandma and your grandma's friends to allow you to practice.
Yeah, I mean they're all dead, but
sure,
still,
sure. I mean that's pretty interesting.
Which is crazy. It's crazy that both of my grandmas are dead because I'm so young.
Yeah, your parents had you. Your parents were born when your grandparents were in their 60s.
Yeah, that's right.
And then you were born when your parents were in their teens.
Yeah. And I'm also a teen.
And you're also a teen. So you are 12 years younger than your dad.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. So yeah, that, and then I read a book called Pornland, which was really good. It was it was an interesting book about just, well, first of all, the history of pornography.
Would you describe it as a pussy book?
It was, in fact, a pussy book. I've been reading my pussy books. Shout out to anyone who remembers that reference. Yeah, it was just the history of it, and then it was also a sort of look into how pornography has like affected like the human brain and the way that we look at actual sexual connection and dating and all that stuff. It was interesting. There was a lot of cool stuff about the history of porn I'd never heard of. And then the only other one I read, and I don't even really know why I read it. It was, I believe it was when Jon Stewart, before the Daily Show, before he left the Daily Show. And a lot of the books I learned about were people he had on the show, and they would come on to plug their books, and then it sounded interesting, so I would go and buy their books. There's actually a few books I've bought from that I've never actually read.
Good job.
But it was called God's Bankers. And it was just...
I wonder who those would be. It's like they're the people chosen by God to be the bankers.
No, it wasn't exactly that.
I see.
It was a history of the Vatican and how the Vatican spends its money or hides its money, or just like a history of all of the financial flow through the Vatican, including like all of the sort of being on the side of the Nazis a little bit.
Yep.
And hiding money and stuff. And yeah, it was a hefty read, but there was some interesting stuff in there for sure. It was definitely like, not really pro the Vatican, if you can believe it.
Amazing.
Yeah. So like those are the only books I've really read. I think I started reading Aziz Ansari's book. I started reading Dad is Fat by Jim Gaffigan.
But you stopped reading Aziz's because he got canceled because someone went on a bad date with him, which makes him a rapist.
Of course. When you don't have any attraction to someone, it immediately means they're a rapist.
And he asked to have sex, and you say no, and he says okay.
And then goes home separately.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course. Of course. That's why you never talk to women. Just stay away from women in general, period.
Be safe.
Yeah, be safe. Only hang out with dude bros. Dude bros, dude dogs.
And even when you're with dude dogs, wear a condom.
Yeah.
Be safe.
Yeah. As long as you know where each other's been. Keep it in the family.
Whose line is it? I was gonna say Morgan Murphy, but it's not. I think it's a Jesse Klein line. Just like, if he's got an iPod, he probably doesn't have AIDS. It's fine.
Not wrong. Not wrong. I got an iPod, but I might have AIDS. Only one way to find out, Scott. Later, we're raw dogging later.
All right. I mean, honestly, hopefully you do. Maybe we can both lose a few pounds.
Judging by my quarantine belly, I don't have AIDS. Unless I've just been injecting $10,000 directly into my bloodline every day.
I think you've been doing it right.
Okay, I'm good.
Doing it magic style.
I mean, I got it from having heterosexual sex with women.
One time.
Much like Magic Johnson.
Exactly.
Only women, and it was only once.
Yeah. You prove me wrong.
Prove me wrong.
You can't.
Show me the emails. Release the emails.
Man, I wonder if Hillary Clinton knows how Magic Johnson got AIDS.
But you know
and
what?
if she was there.
Yeah.
I want to see what's on that server.
Maybe that's what it was. It wasn't the Benghazi stuff. It was that she knew the truth about Magic Johnson, and that's why they wanted the emails released.
I mean, I honestly assumed it was child pornography that was on the server.
It was locations for all of the pizza parlors.
Yeah.
That's what was in the emails. I mean, look, I don't think I really have an opinion on Hillary Clinton. I mean, I don't think she would have been a good president, but granted, the alternative was also not a good president.
Yeah, it was not a great choice in 2016.
What an absolutely hilarious thing to lose the presidency over. Not releasing, like using your own personal email account and then not releasing those emails was why a bunch of people turned on you.
Yeah, and also because you and your husband are mass murderers and he's a rapist and maybe you are too.
You're also missing the main argument.
Oh yeah, she's a woman.
Correct. So, this is CNN. Oh, I like that we both did it.
Couple of James Earl Rays.
James Earl Rays. Jim Jones is his name.
Oh my God, James Earl Jones is Jim Jones.
Jim Jones.
Well, he's got some things to answer for. Which, of course, brings us to WWF In Your House 5.
In Your House 5. This is a real whatever in your house.
The main was good.
The main was good. The rest of it was like a real who gives a shit.
I mean, most In Your Houses have one good match.
That's true. The last one was okay. The last one had some okay stuff in it.
Yeah.
But yeah, this one is a real like meh. So we are in December 1995. We are in Hershey, Pennsylvania, home of the American Hockey League's Hershey Bears.
And chocolate.
And fudge kisses, which is where I kiss your butthole.
I don't like the term fudge kisses.
Fudge kisses. Yum, yum, yum. So, for whatever reason, this one, no Jim Ross, only Jerry Lawler and Vince McMahon. However, Jim Ross is there.
Yeah, relegated
in the
to
building,
backstage.
But he's not doing commentary, which is interesting. As per the usual, Jerry Lawler has the worst fucking hair.
It's insane.
It is so long and gross, and like it looks like it's gelled.
I hate everything about it. It does look like it's gelled.
Yeah.
It's a gelled, overly long mullet.
The best look for a mullet. Completely gelled back, straight down to your like shoulders. It's disgusting.
I hate it.
So of course it's Christmas time, so we get some stuff. There, like the commentators are talking over the show. Bart Gunn and Santa were handing out toys.
Yep.
Then
maybe both guns. I don't know. I
don't really see Billy, but also who cares? Lawler hyping up the fact that he's got a big surprise for the evening. Maybe you didn't notice. I just remember this whole show that all of the talking Lawler did, he really fumbled over what he was saying. He like really incoherent, especially when he was doing the interview later. I don't know if you noticed that. But...
He had a few tough ones. I remember when they were like making the entrances for the main event, he could not say World Wrestling Federation.
Yeah. Well, it's because he's about to have a heart attack while wrestling in 10 years.
15
years. Yeah. Oh man, that was a real sad day for wrestling. Silence. Well, so the first match on the show is the team of Sid and the Kid, which is what they had the title card as.
Which is a good name.
So Psycho Sid, who last In Your House they were saying Psycho Sid, but not his name officially wasn't Psycho Sid yet.
The Chiron still said Sid.
But
am I using that word correctly?
Chiron?
Yeah. Is that
what the...
Am I making it up? Like
bars at the bottom?
Title card thing?
Yeah. It's a Shinron.
It's is it a chevron?
Chevron, that's the one.
Now I gotta look at. Now I've filled myself with doubt. I think it is though.
It's
Chiron.
Yeah, it is. You're right.
It is.
It's
good.
yeah, that's what it is. It's so just Sid.
It's also a centaur in Greek mythology.
Oh, it's just Sid, no Psycho, and the 1, 2, 3 kid. So we have obviously missed in between 4 and 5
the full kid heel turn.
Full kid heel turn
because he's a member of the $1 Million Corporation.
Yes. But like the weird thing is, one, he's still 1, 2, 3 kid, which is a very babyfacey name.
Yeah,
and he's still wearing the 1, 2, 3 kid like babyfacey gear.
Yeah,
which just seems kind of silly if you're going to turn heel.
Yeah, I thought he went straight black gear after heel turn.
That's what I thought. Like
he's got bright purple and white gear.
Yeah. So they're against the team of Razor Ramon and Marty Jannetty, who
looks like an alternate colored Yoshi.
One of the other universe Yoshis?
Yeah.
Yeah. Marty and Razor decide to come out together in cool guy leather jackets.
Yeah,
that just seems super out of place.
Oh, completely out of place.
And they don't even fit them.
No, they were not theirs. I don't know. The day of the show, they realized they were taping. Like, well, our gear looks nothing like one another, and people enjoy it when faces match. So I don't know. Let's go to wardrobe and see if there's something that they have two of.
Hey, Razor. You're a big, handsome, slick guy who likes to bang, and Marty,
you're also here,
a guy. So here's some cool jackets for you to wear so that you both look like you pound puss.
Yep.
And one of them
it worked.
Does, and one of them will try much later in life.
And one of them will commit murder, and no one will be too worried about it.
And also try and have sex with his not blood-related daughter.
Good enough for Woody Allen, good enough for me.
Correct. So we get a shot of Goldust being a total pervert in the crowd. I believe he was molesting his chest while looking at Razor and making the, Goldust face.
Yeah, and he also has that movie usher with him now, which I had forgotten about.
I had also forgotten about. So we, the whole story of the match essentially is Razor wants to get to 1, 2, 3 Kid. 1, 2, 3 Kid obviously is trying to avoid fighting Razor. We start off with Marty and the Kid. At one point, I believe Jannetty tries to do a drop toe hold, but
oh my god,
he does the drop toe hold to the far leg. So he ends up landing on the Kid's near leg as he takes him down and breaks his fucking leg. It looked horrible. So eventually Kid gets the advantage, tags in Sid, and Sid proceeds to just throw those pillowy soft, silky smooth, barely touch you strikes.
I would work Sid every day on a 2-month tour and not have the slightest concern about ever getting hurt.
I would love to see the percentage of guys who Sid even accidentally made hard contact with.
Never happened.
0?
Not
or
once.
Maybe back in the early days of WCW when he was younger and kind of a loose cannon, maybe he stiffed some guys, but once he became a bigger star, none of those strikes are even touching you. And the one major showcase of that in this match is Kid gets Razor in the corner, and he's throwing some big strikes that Razor's reacting to. Sid on the apron throws a big clubbing forearm to the back. Razor doesn't even move.
Because he throws it so soft that Razor doesn't realize he hit him.
Yeah, Razor has no idea that Sid's even touched him.
It's great. He's a pro.
So at one point, Marty starts to get his heat back. And he does a diamond dust,
jumps into
off
a
the
diamond
second rope,
dust.
does a jumping diamond dust, which they call a somersault cutter, or somersault bulldog.
Cutter was not a thing yet.
Yeah, which it just seems really early for anybody to be doing that spot.
Well, just Fatu doing a fucking diamond cutter last show.
Yeah, running Diamond Cutter out of the corner.
Yeah, where's the shit come
Yeah,
from?
I don't know. I guess they're watching the tapes of guys who aren't doing it yet.
Yeah.
Then we cut to Todd Pettengill interviewing Goldust, where Goldust is, of course, being Goldust. He wants,
which appears to be, it's presented like it's live,
yeah, because you
happening
can
at the same
see
time
the
as the
crowd
match,
in the background,
but it looks to be a pre-tape.
because there's no crowd noise.
The crowd's
in
not
the Goldust
reacting to
interviews.
anything happening in the
So
match.
it must have been before the match actually started.
Yeah.
They must have recorded it.
Yeah,
And
just
then
like
they
at the
edited
beginning of
it
the
and
show.
put it in later in the match.
Yeah.
So Goldust essentially is saying how hot and sexy Razor is, and essentially that he wants to blow him away or something.
Dustin Rhodes, let's not mince words here. Dustin Rhodes wants to fuck Scott Hall.
Yeah. Nothing like punishing a very good wrestler who comes from a very good lineage, who is a heterosexual Texan, and they're like, hey, you have to be a gay guy who wants to blow this hunk. And
You're gonna push the gay liberal Hollywood agenda.
yes, which is kind of funny.
Yes.
I feel like the Razor stuff is pretty gross, but I feel like he does way grosser stuff with Roddy Piper in 97.
96.
Or 96, yeah,
coming-
96.
it's coming
yeah.
soon.
Yeah.
It's right after Razor.
I feel like there's a ton of just like groping Roddy, and
what was the deal? Was
it wasn't supposed to be Piper.
was it supposed to be Razor again?
It was supposed to be Razor again.
And what happened? Is it just because Razor was leaving, or
Maybe.
Yeah.
I don't remember the circumstances of it. I'm sure we can look it up when we get to that
Yeah.
the In Your House before, right? Because there's one the month before.
Yeah, so
I'm sure we'll get some kind
the In
of
Your House after Mania is Razor's last match.
yeah. So I'm sure that we'll get some kind of Piper Goldust interaction on the In Your House
Yeah,
before
maybe.
Mania.
Yeah.
So maybe it'll explain it to us then, because I honestly don't remember.
I can't remember the deal.
So, oh yeah, another note that I wrote down was just there was like tons of bad timing by the heels, like the whole match.
Yeah.
Like, Marty went to the second rope to do something, and he had to do something with the 1, 2, 3 Kid first.
Yeah.
And then he was diving for a crossbody on Sid.
But Sid was like ready for it way too soon.
Sid just kind of had to stand there and like
watch.
fake stumble around waiting for Marty.
Yeah.
And then Sid and Kid did like a corner to corner whip, but like one of them wasn't ready for it.
Yeah.
So it was sort of like this really awkward, like, take my arm. No, you take my arm and whip me. Oh yeah, sorry. And
Like,
yeah.
I hate to say it, it's possible, and this is just a theory, this is by no means empirical fact, it's possible that Sid is not a good wrestler.
Yeah, that is true. That is true. And also, like, at this point, it's not like Kid's been working heel very long.
Yeah.
So a lot of his offense has been get your ass kicked and have hope spots, not do a bunch of offense.
Yeah.
So, it's definitely new to him. 1, 2, 3 Kid hits, like, a pretty good frog splash.
Which you
which
don't
also
see a lot of.
pretty early in 95.
Yeah.
And then the finish. The finish was Razor in the corner hitting a Rick Steiner-esque second rope bulldog on Sid.
Which
Out of nowhere.
Yeah, which for all the world to see just looked like a random transition spot that was going to set up some stuff,
Something.
like maybe a tag or maybe get to the finishing sequence, but no, that was it.
Nope, just straight up bulldog.
Classic Razor Ramon second rope bulldog.
Well, he did win with a side slam, last show. Or no, back
suplex. Yeah,
He
that's
won with
true.
a back suplex
I guess
last
he's
show.
broadening
You
his
know what?
horizons.
Maybe Razor's got a more broad moveset than we are even aware of.
I guess so. And
It's as if he's a good wrestler who they let him do moves.
that's true. And Sid got pinned, and he's gone till July.
Gone
'Cause it's
forever.
Softball.
It's
season,
softball season, baby. He's that's the boys of summer.
Yep.
So after the match, Razor, he immediately pins Sid. Sid rolls out of the way right away, and he just grabs 1, 2, 3 Kid out of nowhere.
Yeah, goes to Razor's Edge him, so gets him up for the first half.
To go just about to throw him fully up.
And then Sid, from the ground,
Outside the ring.
reaches through the middle rope and drags Kid out through, between the middle and top rope by his foot.
Yeah. Yeah. Crazy. So then, they scurry away, Razor and Marty looking big in the ring, whatever, and then there's some weird, creepy like Goldust look.
I'm gonna fuck you.
Goldust wants.
You think I'm not, but I'm gonna fuck you.
He wants to lick your body clean, every inch. He's the son of one of the best wrestlers of the 80s or 70s, and he's being gay man.
He's the son of a plumber.
Son of a plumber. So backstage now we get the as now has become tradition with these shows.
Superstar
Hotline, baby. This time it's one picture in picture. It's Sonny on one, and it's Ray Rougeau on the other. Could you imagine calling the WWF hotline in 1995 thinking, oh my God, I'm going to talk to Tammy Lynn Sitch. And you're like, hey, this is me, Jacques Rougeau. Ray Rougeau.
Ray,
Rougeau. Like, oh, can I talk to Sonny?
No, she is very busy.
It is only me.
Would you like to hear about how much of a creep my brother is?
So we come back to the ring, and then there's like this bizarre mess up. So the ring announcer, who I kept saying to Scott, the first match and this match, I'm like, who the fuck is this guy?
Yeah, number one, who the fuck is the ring announcer?
I've never heard him before. I've never seen him before. So, like, is he just the fill-in guy or something? Because, like, I guess they had the Fink for big things.
Yeah.
But then they had just like...
Chimmel. Do they have Chimmel yet? Or not?
Yeah, I guess they had Chimmel, but he didn't do a lot.
Or do they have that bitch from the early 90s who wore the shiny suit?
Oh, yeah.
The one who's in WrestleFest, the arcade game.
Yeah, I don't remember her.
She didn't have a name. She wasn't a person. It's fine.
It's 'cause she's one. So yeah, they just seem to have a bunch of random guys for every this guy wasn't on the last one.
Why Finkel couldn't do everything? I don't know.
Because maybe they thought he was quote unquote old.
Literally, that's why.
Yeah. Because
Vince hates age.
He hates age because he can't age. He's immortal.
Yeah.
Even though he looks horrible.
He does, but that being said, he will still bury us all.
Absolutely. So he announces that the next match is going to be like introducing first from wherever Tennessee.
And see, that's what's interesting about the fuck up to me is that he had all the stats for him,
and he's not even the guy who actually introduces.
And according to how it should have gone, he never needed an introduction. Period.
Maybe he just had the run sheet of like what the matches were, and he was confused. Like, but why would you even give it to him if he's not the one doing it?
There's no good explanation.
It just doesn't make
for
any
why
sense.
This happened.
So he says from wherever Tennessee, buddy, and then and we're like, wait a minute, did he say Rydell?
Because he sure didn't say Landau, which is the guy's name.
Yeah, we knew what it was going to be.
Yeah,
because spoiler alert to myself, I looked it up.
Oh, self-spoilers.
So it's supposed to be Buddy Landell. So he says, Buddy Rydell. But then immediately, like, somebody leans through the rope and says something to him.
And then Lawler gets up and he's like, fuck off, guy. I'm a talk now.
Yeah, Lawler's like, hey, dumbass, this is my segment. So the guy gets out of the ring, and then Lawler does... this little like, my big reveal. He's got like something wrapped like a present. And he says, my big reveal is the return of Double J Jeff Jarrett. And so Jarrett comes out wearing an amazing.
It is something.
Absolutely amazing. Like shiny,
white,
sheer,
shiny,
like pants and jacket and shirt and like hat. And like, it is maybe the flashiest gear he's ever had and ever will have.
I'm going to describe it as his second best gear.
Behind?
His best gear, of course, being late 97, early 98 Aztec singlet.
Oh, yeah.
That's number one. This is number two.
Yeah. Okay.
What a weird choice.
Although, does this count as gear or just an outfit?
I suppose this is more of an outfit. Dare I say even a costume.
A costume. It's amazing. It's beautiful.
Yeah.
I hope that Jarrett has a massive closet at home full of all of these crazy gear.
Dumb shit he's
because like
worn
the 95 to 98 Jarrett stuff is some of the like coolest looking, but also some of the ugliest stuff.
Silliest and
anyone
ugliest, but it's great. It would be a shame if it wasn't in a place of respect somewhere.
So I bet you there's a Jeff Jarrett Hall of Fame in Hendersonville, Tennessee. Maybe it's in that.
I hope so.
Look it up. So the big reveal.
It's next door to Graceland.
It's in Graceland. They bought a part of
They have a
Graceland
wing of
for Jeff
Graceland.
Jarrett. So the big reveal was that Lawler wants to give Jarrett so passes him the gift. Jarrett opens the gift, and it is a gold CD,
Yes.
of his fake album
Yeah.
with his fake single.
With 500,000 sales.
With 500,000 sales, but you can clearly see that the CD in the case is scratched.
Correct.
When they put a close
used
up of it,
CD.
and I'm like, Scott, is that a giant scratch on it? He's like, yeah.
Yes, it
so
is.
it must have just been. Oh no, we forgot to buy a CD. Does anybody
anyone have a CD?
Oh yeah, I've got this one. Or I'll just flip it around and put it in the thing, and
Yeah, I've got. Yeah,
no one will notice.
Use the backside of Ride the Lightning.
Yeah. Yeah. So Jarrett uses this opportunity to say that he's back, he's the best entertainer, the best singer, the best wrestler, and he's declaring himself as the first official entrant in the 1996 Royal Rumble.
Follow-up question, Drew. Does he wrestle in the 1996 Royal Rumble?
He wrestles on the show.
Is he in the Royal Rumble? Don't avoid the question. Answer the question, Drew.
Is he? You know what?
Sir, you're under oath.
Scott, you know what? Everybody here at the Performance Center does a really good job.
No.
They have access
Answer
to the
the
weights
question.
and the
You
training.
cannot-
So
you cannot
everybody's
take the
always
fifth.
here getting better, and they're training. And
Look, you're not.
next question, please.
You're not accused of anything, so you can't take the fifth.
I'm not.
Answer the question.
You're accusing Jeff Jarrett of being a phony.
I am.
Well, Jeff Jarrett's a big phony
Because he was
because
not
he is
in the Royal
not
Rumble.
in the Royal Rumble. He's on the show, and maybe we'll find out why he's not in the Rumble. But I bet you we
That's
won't.
very generous of
I
you.
bet you they forgot they even did this promo. So Jarrett joins commentary for the next match. Out comes Dean Douglas, who we last saw jobbing to
Who we thought was gone. We thought he was gone in November.
Well, no, because we looked at
because he doesn't have a match. Yeah,
but he doesn't have another match.
Yeah.
So maybe he's around for a little bit, but doesn't.
I think he's
actually
gone
wrestle.
now.
Maybe. So he comes out for a match against Ahmed Johnson. He gets in the ring and he says that he's my back's only at 65%. I'm not cleared. And so McMahon on commentary goes, "Oh my! Don't tell me he's gonna get out of this." And then that's exactly what he does. So he says that he's got a replacement. His newest student, the graduate student, Buddy Landell, who comes out to the old WWF Ric Flair music, wearing a Ric Flair jacket, the robe.
It's so funny because like everything about him is already knockoff Ric Flair, and the beauty is now that he's in WWE, he gets to use literally the knockoff Ric Flair music that Ric Flair himself used. The shitty 2001: A Space Odyssey music
done by Jim Johnston. So you should pay respects to the OG.
I should.
So Buddy Landell versus Ahmed Johnson. The match is nothing. The match is
45 seconds.
The match is
long.
Buddy Landell trying to throw some chops and strikes. Ahmed not having any of his shit, hitting like some punches and whatever. A slam gets him for the Pro River Plunge. Bam, over, finish. Dean Douglas is very sad outside. Ahmed goes and gets his paddle, which they call the Paddle Board of Education.
Pretty funny.
Which I thought was cute.
Yep.
He smacks Douglas on the butt with it.
Yeah, I hope Douglas's last appearance was being spanked.
Being spanked.
Boo. Boo.
So Douglas leaves. Lawler gets the mic and says he's going to do a post-match interview with Ahmed. Then does maybe the greatest subtle racism from a white guy to a black guy ever on wrestling, because he's talking about, because he wants to. It was really weird, but obviously understand why they did it, but it was just such a weird thing of Lawler like, oh, I don't want to be looking directly into the camera. I want you to get a profile shot of me.
That was so weird.
It was so that they could get Jarrett in the background is what it was. They wanted a 3-er in the shot so that Jarrett was like off to the side. Because if he's standing facing the camera, Jarrett's like
much
behind him hidden. So I get it, but it's just like, what a weird setup of like,
it was very weird.
I don't like my face, so let's show side profile where you can see my big old double chin, because I'm secretly fat.
No, but not as long as he keeps his head all the way up.
As long as he's looking up, there's no double
As long as there's no foldage.
Yes. So he talks about how Jeff Jarrett's college graduate. He's he got a great student. He had a 4.0 grade point average.
He lettered in football, but also had a 4.0 GPA.
Yeah.
Unlike Dum Dum over here.
Unlike you, Ahmed, who I heard when you got your letter, the coach had to read it to you, implying that a black man don't know how to read.
Which at face value is racist, but also specifically to Ahmed Johnson, he can't read.
Yeah, but the audience doesn't know that. The fans don't know that.
I guess
you're trying to make the babyface look like he's dumb.
Yeah, but
a dumb old black man don't know how to read.
You can have a sympathetic illiterate.
Could you?
Charlie on Always Sunny, thank you.
This guy, that's a character.
So is Ahmed Johnson.
Because in kayfabe, he's a real person. Ahmed Johnson is who he is.
True.
Right? Nobody knows him as Big Tony Norris.
Yeah, and Tony Norris can't read.
Tony Norris can't read. For sure he can't read.
But Ahmed Johnson's a smarty pants. Hulk Hogan has an 8-inch penis. Terry Bollea does not.
Hulk Hogan has women throwing themselves at him. Terry Bollea is a gay man.
Hulk Hogan says the N-word. Terry Bollea only says gay slurs.
While having gay sex with Brutus the Barber Beefcake.
Oh, you're such a...
Yeah, I don't respect gay men. However, I will allow them to stick my wiener in their butt.
Yeah.
Also, I'm a gay man. So Ahmed has a bunch of really bad...
I'm not getting married until gay people can get married. Because I'm gay. I believe that's a Harris Whittles R.I.P. It's a very good one.
That is very good. I love it.
A not as good Harris Whittles one? Wi-Fi because Fi.
Oh my. Yeah, that's not as good. Scott, you're off the podcast.
Damn it.
See ya. Don't let the door hit you on the ass.
Gotta find a new dead guy to steal bits from.
Greg Giraldo, that's your guy.
You know what? Not bad.
Not bad.
You could do worse than Greg.
Steal his jokes. He's dead. No one's gonna come for him. Hey, stop stealing Greg jokes. No? Alright.
It's a good day to cross a river.
So yeah, Ahmed's got a bunch of real dumb comebacks. He just calls Jarrett a fake ass cowboy a bunch of times.
3 times.
And then calls
because
him...
he could only learn one phrase.
Yeah, and he makes a bunch of achy breaky fake ass cowboy. He says that a bunch of times. He calls him a fakey achy breaky. Like a bunch of dumb shit that like makes it seem like he doesn't know how to read. So he's feeding into Lawler's comments.
Mm-hmm. He accidentally proved Lawler right.
So Lawler keeps insulting him, and he turns his back to Jarrett. So Jarrett grabs the framed gold CD and fucking murders
If
Ahmed
he couldn't
with
read
it.
before, he definitely can.
That thing clearly was supposed to smash.
It did.
Whether Jarrett was supposed to hit him with the glass side first, or they didn't kayfabe it, had to gimmick it beforehand, he fucking blasted him in the back.
I don't know what
of the
it
head
was, but it was rough.
Like super hard. Like not even like that thing must have been made of like solid oak. For that thing to bounce off his skull like that.
Rich mahogany.
Yeah, rich mahogany. Just murdered him. So then he gives him one more shot with it, then he hits him a couple times with a chair, and then Ahmed starts like hulking up, no-selling it because big old dummy's got a thick skull.
Yep.
And then Ahmed
It's medically proven.
Ahmed gets the
As a
chair.
phrenology enthusiast.
Is that the second time you've said that?
Ever or today?
On the podcast.
Yeah.
I think that's the second time you've said that.
At least.
Yeah. So
it's in my Twitter profile.
Ahmed gets the chair and runs Jarrett off up the ramp and whatever. That's the end of it. But yeah, it was... Nobody should be letting Ahmed speak. He really should have been given a manager.
Yeah, really. If anyone needed a manager.
They really should have given him a mouthpiece because he just sounds so fucking dumb every time he opens his mouth.
Like, people... Like, English is his only spoken language. And, like, most people could not understand him.
No. But also because it's not like he was saying anything of importance or relevance anytime he talked.
No.
So, I'm sure we're going to get a lot more amazing Ahmed Johnson promos going forward now that he's officially in the company.
I loved him in 96.
I mean, he's pretty great, but he's also fucking ridiculous. Remember when he joined the Nation for like 10 minutes and then they were like, maybe we shouldn't have made him join the Nation. All right, you're out again.
Yeah, what a dumb decision.
You're a black guy. All right, you're in the Nation. Oh, but now we don't have a black guy to feud with.
But I've been
black
fighting
guys.
with the Nation and we hate each other. You worked it out.
All right, you're out. Yeah, it was a real dumb booking, but we're going to get to that. So we go to the back where we get the America Online room.
Yep.
Which isn't even computers. It's just an interviewing room.
Yeah, it's just a room that says America Online.
Like, it might not have even been sponsored by America Online. It might have just been, hey, we'll put this up, and if they give us money, cool. If not, it looks like they gave us money. Because, yeah, it's not like he's chatting on the computer. He's literally sitting at a table with Todd Pettengill.
Yeah, this is... I did not have the internet yet when this paper.
I also did not have the internet.
I got it in I'm going to say mid 1996.
I think we got it much later. I'm going to say
2007, 2012.
No, because
last Tuesday.
I played.
Did you get the internet on Tuesday?
I played StarCraft in middle school. And I was in middle school in 98 and 99.
Quite really tipping your hand as a pussy hound.
Of course. So yeah, 98, 99. So I'm going to say maybe like summer 98 was when we got the internet.
Exciting time.
I mean, it was...
How long until porn? First day?
No, because like we had dial-up and the computer was downstairs, like not... like right at the bottom of the stairs. So it wasn't really a lot of ways to like block it off from the view of anyone coming down the stairs.
Life finds a way.
I do remember though in the summer I got grounded for something, and it was
it for jerking off at the public computer in the house?
No.
And both your parents saw you?
Yeah. Yes, absolutely. No, it was
and then you and you maintained eye contact and finished?
I think this is not we need to talk about Kevin.
We need to talk about Andrew.
We need to talk about Andrew. Andy Douglas. No, it was I think there was this girl that had a crush on me right away, gross, who I didn't actually like. But
because
I was such a nerdy loser that I had agreed to go to something with her. So I figured I had to get grounded. This was the only way I
like
couldn't go.
This is a good move.
So I did something mean to my sister, I think, and my mom grounded me, right? So the grounding was I wasn't allowed to go anywhere for 2 weeks and no internet for 2 weeks, like no computer. So what I had to do was I think maybe it wasn't even summer. It might have been still when school was going on. I had to like run home as fast as I could so that I could use the computer before my parents got home from work, and then shut it down and act like I hadn't been on the computer.
Oh, I don't know. Was someone using the computer? I don't even know what a computer
I don't even know how to turn it on. What's the password again? So yeah, maybe that might have been high school actually, maybe. But like, yeah, that was when it was like, oh, you can go on LimeWire and download things. Deal. I will do that for you.
Sold.
So yeah, that was what happened. But yeah, there's absolutely no online aspect to the America Online room.
No.
Todd Pettengill is interviewing Razor, who's got his IC title. Says like what happened out there with the kid and whatever. Says tomorrow night on Raw, you're going to be defending your Intercontinental title against Yokozuna. Blah blah blah. So Todd's like, okay, like I'll see you later. Oh, by the way, here's a weird envelope Goldust gave me earlier. A gay man
told me to give you this.
So he gives him the envelope. The camera just stays on him. He opens the envelope. Vince is trying to throw to the next thing, and Lawler is like, "Whoa, Vince, hold on. Let's see what's in this note. Let's see what Goldust sent him." And you know, Razor starts reading it, then you can see the absolute disgust and homophobia and hatred of gays going through Razor's mind when he's reading this letter. He crumples it up and then like storms off. So of course it's something about how Goldust wants to feel him up and down with his bum and his tongue.
I wanna kiss you all over and over and again. I assumed it was one of those like, do you like me? Check 1, and the options are yes and really yes.
Yeah, do you want to go steady with me? Yes, yes, also yes. those are the options.
Fuck, marry, kill.
Me. There was also some like really bad online pun by Razor that didn't work of like America Online.
Now I want hold me, thrill me, kiss me, kill me to be hold me, marry me, fuck me, kill me.
Oh, now I want that.
I know. Anyway, carry on.
Yeah, so Razor says something about like, oh, like America Online. Well, tomorrow I'm gonna put my title online. Like, yeah, I guess that almost works.
Internet jokes were new.
It's true. The internet was brand new to everyone involved.
Al Gore had just invented it.
Al Gore just invented it, and he saved the planet. So you show him some goddamn respect.
Yeah.
So next we have the build-up for the Arkansas hog pen match or pig pen match. So we get Hillbilly Jim comes out. I realized I wrote Hillybilly Jim.
I don't think that's the most egregious thing you wrote. I'm looking at how you spelled Hearst in Hunter Hearst Helmsley, and I'm losing my mind.
Hunter was a real Undertaker fan. Whatever. I type fast, and I'm not really paying attention to what I type. So Hillybilly Jim, who is still jacked to shit.
He could kick both guys' asses in this match.
He could kick everyone's ass. Yeah. He could kick Sid's ass.
That's true.
With his pillowy forearms. But, like, Hillbilly Jim is probably, like, 50 at this point?
Yeah, probably no older than 50. He didn't look real old. What's,
Hillbilly Jim, born in 1952.
He's 43.
He's 40, so he's young.
He could go.
Man, so he wasn't... If he started wrestling in 1975, so 25.
Yeah.
So he wasn't very old when he was, like, doing his wrestling career.
Yeah.
But, like, he was done by 93.
Yeah. Huh.
Oh, not even. He was done by 1990.
Yeah, I would have said around 90.
So, like, his career wasn't very long. But he's 6'7" and jacked to shit.
Yeah, like he had like his chest size,
his chesticles,
I don't know,
as it were.
What would you say? 100?
His chest size was 100. Yeah, 100 inches. Yeah,
he wears a size 100 suit.
I mean, like traps huge, shoulders huge, arms pretty big.
Like he looks like Paul Bunyan.
Not fat.
No.
Like, in great shape.
Yeah.
Like, it's crazy that he, like, I guess even now, there's old guys that are jacked, but they are just, like, roid bodies. This didn't look like a roid body. This looked like a normal
Although I'm sure he did roids. Because it was the 80s.
Everyone did steroids. Yeah. But yeah, right now, at this point in his career, he looks like he's just been, like, bored and working out.
Absolutely.
And I think even, like... in more recent years, he's still in pretty good shape.
I think he is.
Almost 70.
Yeah.
So, I guess it's just that natural hilly-billy diet and body. So he comes out, he's the special guest referee.
He's from good stock.
He's from good stock. He comes out, he's the special guest referee for the hog pen
Which
match.
seems like an advantage for Godwin, honestly.
Except for he's an honest, down-to-earth...
That's true. Salt-of-the-earth.
Farmer. So he's going to call it
grassroots,
right down the line.
Blue-collar.
You
might be... Oh, and P.S. Lawler would not stop making you might be a redneck jokes under the guise of you might be from Arkansas jokes, as if he wasn't literally just stealing Jeff Foxworthy lines.
Was Jeff Foxworthy doing that in 1995?
Yeah.
I couldn't tell you. I don't give a shit about it.
I mean, I wasn't sure, but he's literally doing Jeff Foxworthy.
That's true, yeah.
lines.
He is doing those exact jokes.
Yeah.
So I can't imagine that Lawler is smart enough to think those up on his own.
No.
So yeah, Hunter Helmsley versus Henry O'Godwin, the old hog.
Oh,
when they
yes.
show the pig pen.
I'm so
originally.
excited about the next note you made.
So they show the pigs in the pen, and Lawler sort of makes like a funny joke about it,
and then there's a brief pause,
and very subtly, quietly, like sort of to himself, but also you can hear it. Vince makes a couple like
oink oink
oink oink oink noises.
It's so
It was
funny
really
when
funny.
Vince just said oink oink. I don't know. Maybe he saw a policeman.
Maybe he did. So Godwin comes out still not using face music, even though he is clearly a baby.
How long do pig noises and lone banjo go on
deliverance
for?
music? It's weird, but like definitely by the time Pig comes,
yeah, it's don't go messing with the country.
They've got the Hillbilly Jim music. Yeah, it just seems really weird that he's clearly a face, but he's got this weird like evil Southerner pig farmer music.
Yeah.
So right off the bat, Henry tries to slop Hunter, which then you had said, if you're already doing a hog pen match, why do you need the slop bucket?
Kind of seems like putting a hat on a hat.
Yeah. So he tries to get him. Hunter throws the ring announcer dude in the way. He gets slopped and eats shit.
As does the front row.
As does most of the front row.
I hope they're wearing their Gallagher ponchos.
Yeah, that's a real. Must be real interesting to sit front row and get. I would imagine it's just like food,
pea soup,
like pea soup with like some
Exorcist
chopped
style.
Up
it looked like it had some like lettuce in it and shit.
Yeah. But like, still, I wouldn't want that thrown on me early in a pay-per-view.
No,
when I got to sit there the rest of the show. I would imagine those people all got free T-shirts.
They would have got something.
Yeah,
for sure.
I would imagine. Or like hey, you guys want to meet Henry Godwin after the show?
Hey, you guys want to fuck Goldust?
He's really into it.
He'll do it. He'll do whatever we tell him to for some reason.
You guys want to fuck one of those hogs?
We're paying him in pills. Ooh, Black Mirror pilot style. Only it's voluntary.
Voluntary. So this entire match is literally one thing. It is Hunter bumping like a goddamn champion.
Hunter is... I was saying, I understand where Hunter's coming from. He's like, if I work real hard and I fuck the boss's daughter, I can really make something in this business.
Yeah.
And you know what? He did.
If I make friends with all of the pieces of shit,
yeah,
and
if I politic my way up the ladder,
and I very slowly chip away at who would be a minor at the moment, but if it's the long con, so I wait until she's like in her 20s,
yeah,
I will be able to do whatever I want for the rest of my life.
Yep.
But yeah, he
can't even be mad at that.
He takes a massive back body drop in the ring. He takes a snap bump on the floor,
and then
of the entranceway.
Yeah, and then back in the ring, he does the hit the corner backflip over the rope to the floor.
Yeah, real hard.
Yeah.
Then he takes the slop drop on the floor. Yep. Granted, it's on the padding, but still, like it's still padding over floor.
Yeah,
that's a hard bump to take.
Yeah.
But yeah, the whole match is just him making Godwin look like $1,000,000. Like the snap bump on the floor alone, like I would not want to take that.
No,
it's a cement floor.
Yeah.
So there's a very great tease of Hunter going into the pig pen.
Yeah, because he's going
set up for the pedigree,
but like right by the pen, so there's not even room to do the pedigree.
It's the real Razor doing the Razor's Edge to the guy over the top rope to the floor.
Ropes, yeah.
So he gets back, like going for a back body drop in, but he grabs the top of the pig pen and just
stays on it,
flattens himself out and lands on top of the pen.
You tricked me.
Like that was really good. It was well set up, good timing. He didn't like slip almost or anything.
Yeah,
it was good. Then I was very surprised that Henry Godwin did like Hunter in a wheelbarrow, like up into a face buster.
Yeah, like it was straight up Vader face eraser.
Yeah, like I was like, oh, very surprised by that.
Yeah.
Maybe Henry Godwin's the best wrestler we never knew about.
I think Canterbury can work.
Canterbury can work. I think Knight can work too. He just got stuck with the worst possible gimmicks.
He had a bit of a tough ride.
Naked Midian, anyone?
Yep.
So then they brawl back out, and he just runs at Hunter, and Hunter like
ducks,
and he goes over the top into the pen. Hillbilly Jim raises his arm for the win. I mean, Hillbilly Jim literally did nothing.
No. He called it down the middle. Good for him.
Yeah, but then Godwin grabs Hunter, gets him back, gets him in the pig pen, press slams him, and then drops him face first into the slop.
Yeah.
And you know what? Good for Hunter. He like buries his face in,
got
in
covered
the mud.
like a pro.
He doesn't like land and sort of like, ew, this is gross. He like goes for it.
Yeah, and then like gets up and slips in it. You know, all the classics.
He does like a really good job selling it. So
yeah,
he makes Godwin look like $1 million, but he still gets the win. But then Godwin gets the one up on him at the end. So like very, very good booking, surprisingly, for such a silly ass match.
Yeah, for a match involving pig shit.
Yeah. So after this, we get a promo package for Big Daddy Cool's sort of heel turn. They show him losing the title to Brett and being a fucking asshole about it. It's sort of put together with the old Sean takes an Enziguri from Owen, and then, I'm so faint, my brains are scrambled, and he passes out.
Owen's finishing the job those Marines started.
Yes, those unprovoked Marines did.
Yeah, those bastard soldiers.
So the promo package is very confusing, because it's very clear that Diesel...
The promo package would make perfect sense if Diesel was fighting a face tonight.
Correct.
But he's not.
He is not. Because the whole promo package is how he got screwed out of the title,
and now
he's mad at the Hearts.
Now he's being a dick.
But he wants revenge on Owen for what he did to his friend Sean.
Because he's still friends with Sean, even though he's a dick now.
And so even though Sean is a babyface in wrestling, not in real life.
In real life.
He's the heel. It's just a real confusing, like, Diesel's... He's not even a tweener. He's literally playing full heel.
He is a full heel.
Full face.
He is a full heel who is friends with Shawn Michaels.
And high-fiving people in the crowd that are wearing black gloves.
That's a heel spot, though, because he'll only high-five black gloves.
I guess. So we come from the promo package. Owen's already in the ring, which sucks because Owen's music is the best.
So good.
So we don't even get to hear Owen's music.
Fucking disco jam.
Diesel comes out. The match honestly isn't much really, other than a few cool.
It's not
spots.
much except one big thing.
So at one point on commentary, Lawler says, Big Daddy Cool's being so mean lately that even his razor backed away from his face. Ha ha ha.
And we're like, is that even a joke?
Yeah, I mean, like, he has a goatee, but that's about it. No, is he implying that him and Razor aren't kissing anymore?
Maybe he's implying that him and Razor aren't kissing anymore.
Weird. There is a very great, huge jump, massive sidewalk slam by Diesel. Like,
that was nice.
Big air.
Yeah.
Because both of his quads still work, and his knees, and his hips, and his back.
And neck, and pussy, and crack.
Then...
Owen, okay. Here's the only thing that matters in this fucking match. Owen gets the advantage. He is standing on the second rope, giving Diesel the old 10 punches in the corner. Diesel just face palms him off. The way that Owen handles being face palmed is by doing a full half backflip directly onto his head from the second rope.
Yeah.
I don't know how he didn't die 4 years early.
Or just be severely hurt.
Yeah, it looked horrific.
It looked real bad. His neck bent in a weird way.
Although, honestly, only the second worst head bump of the night.
that is true. That is true.
Honestly.
Yeah.
Because this one was just like a super high angle, like, back flipping bump. Don't get me wrong, it looked fucking nasty and I would never want to take it.
Yeah.
But this one, like, had some head and some upper shoulders.
Yes.
There's one later that doesn't.
It does not. Diesel pretty much just kicks his fucking ass.
Yeah.
He hits the jackknife. He goes for like a one-footed cocky pin.
Yeah.
1-2, lifts his foot off because he's like, this one's for Sean. So he tries to...
Doesn't even make sense what he does. He hits his finisher, pins him, releases it.
Wants to do it again.
But instead of doing it again, shoves the ref for no reason.
Yeah.
And gets disqualified.
Just like, hey, ref, fuck you, I'm doing it again.
Yeah, fuck you. And then he does it again.
And then he does it again and gets DQ'd for shoving the ref.
Yeah, it's a classic nobody gets over finish because one guy loses by disqualification and the other guy is dead from getting his ass kicked by the guy who lost.
The real heel gets his ass kicked and looks like a weak bitch.
Yeah.
And then the fake heel, fake face guy looks like a dick for not finishing the match like he could have.
Yeah.
So instead of way to not take the win, Diesel.
Mm-hmm.
So now we're again back in the back with Superstar Hotline. We got Sonny interviewing Pigpen covered Triple H, and then we got Ray Rougeau interviewing Pigpen Henry Godwin. You can't hear anything because the commentators are talking over it. We come back.
Oh, that was one thing I forgot to say in the first Superstar line thing. The one just with Sonny and Ray Rougeau. So Sonny is talking it up, having a great old time. For some reason, I was not interested in Sonny. I was only interested.
Gee, I wonder why.
I was only interested in Ray Rougeau, who did not say a word and was just staring and smiling into the camera.
Yeah.
It was great.
He was listening to the other line.
He was
listening to the person talk to him.
Or he was
which is
listening to-
exactly how the Superstar Hotline works.
Or he called Sonny and was just listening to her.
Maybe he was the one that was trying to get a hold of her. Yeah. No, yeah, that's definitely how the hotline works, is that you as a fan get the call and just talk to one of the superstars.
Yeah.
So now, next we get Savio, we get Santa Claus.
Yep.
Walking down the ramp towards the ring, handing out shirts and hats and whatever for Christmas.
Condoms.
But DiBiase's music is playing the whole time.
Yes.
So DiBiase's in the ring as they're going around outside delivering presents. DiBiase pretty much says that, even at Christmas time, everybody's got a price. Even you, Savio, I could buy you. So then he tells Savio,
buy you for 12 Puerto Rican pesos,
which is like 4 cents.
I'm pretty sure Puerto Rico just uses the U.S. dollar.
Oh, I don't know. Do they?
Because it's part of the United States.
Is it though?
Well, a lot of people will tell you no, including the
former president,
second most recent president,
the real president.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The one. Let's call him the once and future president.
Yes, the former and future president.
Yeah. President 45 and 47, Donald Trump.
And 47 till end.
Yeah, President 45, 47, and that's it.
He's a real television show that runs for like 12 seasons, and the main lead star actor leaves in season 11. So for the last season, they just replace him with some rando, but that's the end of the show. It's just that last rando until the end.
Are you talking about 2.5 Men?
I guess. I didn't really have anything in mind. I assumed...
It sounds like you're talking about 2.5 Men.
It was like...
when they brought in that guy from Punk'd.
The Punk'd guy. That's what we know him as.
The Punk'd guy.
No, it was like...
Demi Moore's wife.
CSI. Where it was like, all right, William Peterson's leaving. We'll do Ted Danson for a while. Like, oh, Ted Danson's leaving. Lawrence Fishburne? And then like, all right, show's over, guys. See ya. Thanks for participating.
Thanks for participating. I believe that's the title card they put up at the end of the final CSI.
Did they? Oh, good.
Yeah, thanks for participating.
God. Do you remember when... Was it... I don't remember the actor's name, but...
David Caruso.
Oh, yeah, you haven't seen it, though.
I've seen everything.
No, you said you haven't seen all of original CSI. You've seen more of CSI
I've seen
Miami.
shockingly little CSI. Yeah. I've seen a bunch of CSI Miami. Because the problem with regular CSI is in like the cold open before the credits, nobody puts their sunglasses on, and then Pete Townsend screams.
And then has a really good one-liner.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what regular CSI episode I have seen. Fur and Loathing.
Of course.
Yeah.
The only episode.
The only good episode of CSI.
If you've never seen CSI and you have no interest in anything CSI, do yourself a favor and watch at least one episode. I will tell you what.
I'm going to say season...
Let's see if Scott can pull it. I don't think he can.
Season 4, episode 11.
Is that a... general guess?
That is
I'll give it to you within 4 episodes.
That is a pie in the sky guess.
I will get... Oh my god, 335 episodes?
That's a lot of episodes.
Yeah, I've probably seen the first 7 seasons.
Drew, I'm 6 off.
Were you?
405.
You know what? I'll give it to you.
I was happy I got the season. It felt like season 4.
So
that's where the show was at that point.
Season 4, episode 5. Fur and Loathing.
Yep.
Do yourself a favor, watch that episode.
Yeah.
That is the only episode you will ever need to see of that show.
And report back to us.
Yes, please tell us.
Report back to us at Not Scott Henson on Twitter, at Sarian Soft Paws.
Soft pause.
Also on Twitter, not on Parler. You're off Parler?
I've never been on Parler because I'm not scum. I know you're on Parler, so I guess that makes you scum.
It's a place where me and my friends can hang out and talk real shit.
Talk the truth.
Yeah.
Nobody censors you.
Yeah.
You get to say whatever you want.
Unless I say anything left-wing, then they do censor you, so it's kind of the same.
That is pretty funny.
It is very funny.
That is like the thing that you're mad about happening on all the other ones, you get to do on this one.
It's almost like right-wing assholes are wildly hypocritical.
What?
I know.
Is that the end of the podcast?
Oh,
Silence?
I think there's more wrestling show.
Oh, okay. So...
I also don't like how you spelled Mabel.
What did I... Oh, whatever. I was typing fast.
He spelled it with a Q, guys.
M-A-Q-E-L. Makel. Yes, anyway, so DiBiase calls Savio in the ring, tells him he's going to buy him. Then they have this whole, like, it's
for babies.
It's the fucking worst
It's
thing.
a skit for babies.
It's a thing for just the dumbest, most retarded babies who think Santa's real. And he's saying to Savio, like, you think Santa's real? You really think that this fat old man can travel around the world in one night?
And he's like, "Yes."
He's like, yes, I do. Yes, I really do.
Oh, man.
As a man who is genuinely from Puerto Rico.
If you close your eyes and listen
He's
to
got the fakest sounding real Latino accent of any Latino person ever.
Yeah.
It sounds so fake. It sounds like a white guy pretending to do Cheech and Chong.
A white guy going over the top.
Yeah. It's horrible. So the big promo about how much he believes in Santa. Santa's real. And then DiBiase says, well, guess what? Santa's also got a price, and I paid it. And then, bam, Santa clobbers him from behind.
With the toy sack.
Him and Santa give him the beat down. Then they go to leave. Savio gets up and chases them up the ramp. He then starts to clobber both of them. The hat, hair, and beard come off of Santa. It is revealed to... I mean, the audience doesn't know this. We know it as a young Balls Mahoney, who will the next week become... Or the next night become Santa Claus. Who,
I don't know if... It's Klaus.
I think it's Klaus.
Really?
Yeah, I think it's Klaus.
Oh, I love it.
Yeah, I think it's Santa Claus.
And then what's he do the night after that?
Nothing.
He has one match.
He has one match that's taped for Superstars the next night, and then he's gone. Because you can't really do an evil Christmas character
year
round, but also they waited until the 17th of December, and then he's gone before Christmas.
We're going to get one real good week out of this.
So, maybe he does a promo on Raw, or they introduce him on Raw.
They probably introduce him on Raw. He has the Superstars match, and they're like, well, this has run its course.
Yeah, they're like, well, we had a good time, everybody. Thanks
for change
coming.
your name to Balls.
Thanks for coming.
And then die from heroin.
Or cojones.
Yes. His most famous role in TNA is Hard Justice as cojones.
Yes. So, next up, we get a Mabel promo about the whole breaking Undertaker's face and being a bad guy. They stole the urn. They melted the urn down so it was a gold chain.
Yeah.
And then Sir Mo is now wearing the gold chain instead of the crown, which makes no sense.
Because sirs don't get crowns.
He's a sir, not a king.
Someone took our note on that.
So we get Mabel versus The Undertaker in a casket match. As they are wheeling the casket to the ring, Scott noticed...
Because Mabel, the gimmick was that Mabel has tagged the casket. It's covered in graffiti.
He spray-painted the casket.
That's what they do.
Yeah, that's what they do.
Yeah.
So as the casket's getting wheeled down to the ring, Scott, popped hard.
Eagle Eye Scott over here.
Because on the front of the casket...
BSK! Bone Street Crew, baby! Secret backstage clicks!
Yeah, real funny. I would imagine that they were Fatu or something was like, yo, we're doing this.
In the S in the BSK, make it $sign.
Yeah, they're real CFOs with a $sign. They coined
a real
it, and
Kesha.
CFOs is a big BSK fan. This time we noticed, much like last show where it was a baby-faced Rhino, we get a very young Jeff Hardy carrying the throne with Mabel.
Of all the people to carry
And
Mabel,
he
1995 Jeff Hardy.
He is fucking struggling. I mean,
They all are.
last in your house, it was for like
It was all big, thick boys.
thick boys.
These were not thick boys.
This was like thin babies.
This was a rib. Like these guys must have like misbehaved backstage.
this was paying their dues.
All right.
You're not on ring crew. You're carrying the fat guy to the ring. But yeah, they like all three of them are like Jeff actively has pain in his face. Like,
and
you
he
can
weighs
tell.
100 pounds.
Yeah, he's like 19.
12.
Yeah, he's a baby. So Mabel comes to the ring. Before Undertaker comes to the ring, they go to the back where Handsome Doc's got to hawk some merch because that's his job.
Mm-hmm.
So he tells us about the WrestleMania arcade game. You can get it for Super NES,
Which I had on
$64.99 or $69.99. You could get the Sega Genesis version for $59.
59 or 64, yeah.
64, and you can get the Sony PlayStation one for like it was much cheaper, right? It was like $45
Yeah.
for $45.99. So he's hawking the game. It's that he doesn't do anything else because he talks.
Not
He
really.
does something later.
Yeah, we just remarked how like video games really haven't gone up in price in 25 years. Like video games are still kind of like 70, maybe $80.
Yeah. Which is crazy when you think about the technology and the quality of them.
Yeah.
That it's like they've just maintained their price. I'm like, it's not like you're going to be able to charge $200 for a video game.
But with inflation, that's easily what they were charging then.
Absolutely. And
like $70 was a lot in 1995.
and there wasn't even the easy accessibility to them as there is now.
No.
Like, yeah, you can download things online, but there's like every Best Buys or FYEs or like GameStops or we have Electronic Boutique. Like they're everywhere. You could just go in and get games. But then like everything was one store or you had to order it online.
Yeah, well, or order it not online. Fucking.
Oh, sorry. I mean, sorry. You had to call and order it,
Yeah.
or like from a magazine. Or I mean, I meant
You
order
see,
it in general.
Drew and I are from an era where online was the phone.
Correct. So Undertaker comes out. He, of course, has the Phantom of the Opera mask after having his face crushed by Mabel and Yokozuna.
And having his face crushed by Mabel in a different spot for real.
We couldn't remember what the actual reason behind the Phantom mask was, so we looked it up. It was a errant clothesline by Mabel that broke his orbital bone.
That sucks.
So, sucks to suck. We did note that Mabel didn't have the gross, like, greased down, weird...
and effort was made here, but it was like a messy mohawk.
Yeah, like, the mohawk was just, like, up, but not really maintained.
Yeah.
He looks terrible. There wasn't really a lot to this match.
It was
in
6
honesty.
minutes long.
It was 6 minutes long.
Which A is short and B is exactly how long it should be.
Correct. There was a lot of just like Mabel does a big move, Undertaker sits up. Mabel does a big move, Undertaker sits up.
Yeah.
Mabel does a big move, Undertaker sits up a
Little
little bit slower.
Yeah.
Mabel does a surprisingly really good off the second rope belly splash that Taker sits up out of the way.
Big flop.
Takes a good bump.
Yeah.
He also does a really good like side belly to belly.
Yes.
Which I was shocked that he could get Undertaker up.
Yeah, you popped for that.
Mabel's not athletic.
No.
Sermo outside the ring in a white t-shirt, wearing a gold chain with a black suit jacket over it.
Yeah.
Made him look a lot like Don King.
Yeah, it was a good look.
Anyways, the finish, there was a good tease of throwing Undertaker in the casket earlier, but you could clearly see, or at least I could clearly see, that like when Mabel let go of the casket door to close, you could see the two referees outside like very slowly holding the door to lower it down.
Yeah.
So Taker didn't miss
the
get your arm out
getting
at the very
the arm
last
out
second
spot. Yeah.
So the end was off the ropes, Taker big run, big boot. Mabel takes like a really fast through the ropes, like hard drop into the casket.
Yeah.
Sir Mo gets in. Taker has chokeslammed Mabel earlier, and it was like a
Because Mabel's such a fat pig.
Yeah, you get him up, but like as you're choke slamming him, it takes all of your energy to choke slam him. So Taker sort of like
goes down with him.
Takes a side bump.
Yeah.
But then when he gets Sir Mo, first he puts the gold chains back around Mo's neck, uses that to like pull him in and punch, pull him in and punch, pull him in and punch. Then he hits the chokeslam on Mo, who is significantly smaller than Mabel.
Yeah.
But he does the exact
thing.
same bump.
Because I guess he was on a roll. I don't know.
I guess, or maybe he was trying to make that his thing. I was like, I'm going to change it up a little bit. I'm going to do a different
I'm going
choke
to
slam
fall down when I choke slam now.
Yeah, maybe he saw the giant do it, and he was like, that's me now. So yeah, he chokeslams Mo, rolls him into the casket. He goes to close the door and then realizes, oh, I forgot to get the gold chains off of Mo that you put back on him.
Yeah, you had them already.
Yeah.
You had to get the chains twice.
Get the chain, use a chain, higher numbers of your friend.
Taz's keys to victory.
So he rolls Mo in, gets the chain out of the casket, closes the door, bam, match is over. It was nothing.
Glorified squash, Mabel's push, done.
Good. See ya Bam Bam, see ya Mabel.
Yeah, big lot of house cleaning at the end of 95.
No big boys anymore.
Big changing of the guard.
So Lawler and Vince throw it to JR backstage, who's with Cornette, Bulldog, and who they keep referring to as Mrs. Davy Boy Smith.
What, you want to let her be her own person and give her some sort of agency?
You don't want to call her Diana Hart Smith?
Recognizing her as a person outside of being someone's wife?
Yeah, I mean, it's true. Women are objects. And you own them. You physically own them. You can do what you want with them. They are your property.
When are you getting the Daddy's Little George Clooney's wife shirt?
So they're talking about how Bulldog's, they're reviewing Bulldog beating him at SummerSlam 92 in Wembley. They review the fact that they mention the fact that Bulldog has beaten Brett twice and Brett has never beat him. We had to look up what the other one was, and it was like a nothing superstars match in
1987 Superstars when they were both young tag team wrestlers.
And it went like 6 minutes.
Yeah.
So they reference that, and then they interview Diana Hart about what it feels like to have to, be between in this family feud, whatever. And of course, Diana Hart has the promo ability of her brother Brett.
Fountain of charisma, Diana Smith.
Just full of wisdom.
I like to see wrestling, and I hope that my husband does not die young.
Well, I got bad news for you, Diana. Don't worry. Her lack of charisma and lack of, I don't know, even understanding how wrestling works will definitely come up in a second.
Oh my God. It's like she's never seen it
when
before.
They came to the ring, we noticed that Jim Cornette had an amazing Santa Claus face cover for his tennis racket.
And is wearing a red jacket with green pants. Full Christmas stuff.
Committing to Christmas. I like it. So, the main event is Bret Hart defending the World Wrestling Federation title against the British Bulldog. It is the third month in a row that the Bulldog has had a title match.
Yeah. Dude can't buy a win.
They made reference to the fact that he was wearing the same gear he wore at Wembley when he beat Bret for the IC.
Oh, I missed that. Was that true?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, same gear. It's the one that actually has.
I like that his gear has been getting progressively more Union Jacky.
Yeah. This
is the Union Jackiest.
Has the full Union Jack on like the crotch to the knees.
Yeah.
And then has the 3 color like front, side, back with tassels.
Yeah.
Yeah. To me, this is the best Bulldog.
This is good gear.
Yeah. This is the best Bulldog gear.
Yeah.
They constantly throughout this entire match cut to picture-in-picture with Diana Hart, who is a very handsome woman.
For a while, for the first, 8 cuts, I was kind of convinced that they were just showing the same footage.
The same picture,
over and over. But there were actually slight differences. So it's just that she is expressionless and has no idea what's going on. Yeah. I don't know how you can grow up in the fucking Hart family. She is Bret Hart's sister. She is Stu and Helen's daughter.
It's not just a wrestling family, it's the wrestling family.
Yeah.
Like, your father is one of the greatest wrestling trainers of all time.
Yeah.
You literally have no understanding of how, it's like she didn't know psychology. She didn't know hope spots or
because there are a bunch of moves, kickouts, no reaction for anything.
Reaction. she is like a zombie, like a motionless zombie.
But we eventually...
As is most of the Hearts.
True. But we eventually found out what she responds to.
Yes.
Suplexes.
She did actually react to...
A German suplex.
A snap German suplex and a
superplex. Those are the two.
That's it.
Everything else, nothing. Including really the finish, because I don't think she understood who won.
No. So at one point, Bulldog's got Brett in the corner and he's working him over. Earl comes in to like break it up. Bulldog clearly hits Earl. He then goes over and
but legitimately by accident.
And helps him up to his feet, which is kind of funny. Sorry.
Because we just came from a guy shoving the ref
Diesel
and getting
shoving
DQ'd.
the ref and getting DQ'd, and now Bulldog like accidentally hits Earl, and it's no. I mean, obviously you couldn't have just gone like, well, these are the rules, but ring the bell.
Yeah.
2 minutes into the match. So this match obviously for wrestling fans is one of those ones where Brett takes it upon himself to do what's best for the match, even though the rules dictate you can't.
Yeah, I'm not positive, but I'm pretty sure they were under a no blood order at this point.
I can't think of any real blood stuff
around this time
until 97.
97 Mania.
Yeah.
Like Austin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't think of any actual blade jobs from 93, 4 maybe to then. So they were obviously definitely, this is their first,
I'm pretty sure they weren't doing
this is their first of several no blading rules.
Yeah.
So
Brett doesn't give a fuck.
Brett, quote unquote, hardways for insider baseball, which is like when you get thrown
getting cut for real.
Yeah, when something hits you and you it actually cuts you open, you don't do it on purpose.
Yeah.
Spoiler, wrestlers cut themselves. So
including here, where you could see him do it.
Yeah, we definitely saw the clear moment where Brett was cutting himself. So Bulldog throws him really hard into the stairs. Brett goes face down, and you can see him clearly cutting. Then they do a pick him up, ram him into the ring post. When Brett lands on the ground and on his hands and knees,
and his forehead explodes.
A fucking fountain of blood, all over the mat.
It's great.
And as soon as it happens, both Jerry Lawler and Vince McMahon don't want to acknowledge it.
Do not. They're like, how long can we go? Yeah. Maybe it'll clot really, really fast.
Spoiler alert, it doesn't.
It does not, and we'll never have to mention it.
So eventually, Lawler says, he's busted wide open, McMahon," and then Vince
would not agree with him.
No,
he was like, nothing.
And they just move on,
yeah.
And then they don't really make too much reference to the blood, but they do sort of say, this is wearing down Hart. This is making him weaker.
No one's taking it to Brett like this, and blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, but they don't actually say, blood loss, or Bulldog working over the head or whatever.
Yeah, also Vince internally is losing his mind.
Losing it. And I can only imagine what that conversation backstage with Brett
was. Oh boy.
Yeah. So, there's more Diana blank demon stare with no reaction, just looking into it's like she's not even looking at the ring. She's just staring at the roof.
It looks like she's staring through the ring. On the other side of the ring is a magic eye painting.
It's that Ben Affleck "Hello Darkness, My Old Friend" gif. It's really that.
I like that we reference that a lot.
I know, but it's amazing.
It's perfect.
So Bulldog hits a diving headbutt off the second rope to Brett's butt. And appears to
hurt his leg in the process.
Hurt his leg? Because he gets up and you can see that he's really uncomfortable. And then he does something else and you can see him really he's
really limping.
And then I think that Cornette says something like, "You okay?" And I think Bulldog says, "I hurt something." Because it looked like that's what they said through the ropes to each other. But then he does do some rope running and stuff, and he's okay.
Yeah, I don't think he's wrecked, but
it's definitely
I think at the time
sprain or something.
He tweaked something. Yeah. Because I'm when it happened, I'm did I zone out on Brett working his leg? Because I'm pretty sure Bulldog's just been kicking his ass the whole time.
Yeah.
And Brett never hurt his leg.
No.
So it
was just a weird tweak of landing funny or hurting his knee or something.
That's what you get for doing a weird diving headbutt to someone's ass.
That is correct. So they brawl to the floor again, and I just sort of made the reference to Scott because you could see on the mat like the slop,
Old slop.
and like the Pigpenny mess from the Pigpen match.
Yeah.
And it's like nothing like Brett having a gaping open wound in his face, and he's like laying on the same mats as all that shit, like literally right on top of it.
Yeah.
It's not like it was over in the side and he was just out there.
No, it was there.
He's like on top of where the stuff was.
Yeah.
So like I'm sure that was great for his health. Then Brett does a very uncharacteristic move by him.
I believe he is going.
He's doing a Vader bomb.
Please correct me if I'm wrong. An Asai Vader bomb.
Yeah. He jumps off the bottom rope, I think.
I think middle.
Does he do the middle?
I think so.
So holds the top rope, springs off the middle rope, and then just sort of like does like kicks his leg out like a Vader bomb, so that Bulldog
To a standing Bulldog
so
who
Bulldog
just
can catch
catches
him
him.
in the power slam
And
like,
hits it.
I get it. It's a cool setup to it.
But in kayfabe
like,
terms, what was Brett's plan?
yeah, what was Brett just gonna do the Vader bomb to him in hopes that Bulldog fell down when he did it?
Yeah.
Like it doesn't make any sense. So yeah, Bulldog catches him, gives him a running power slam on the floor. Which seems rough. Like, I wouldn't want to take it.
Nope.
Then they do. Brett does the, hard whip into the corner chest first.
And we're like, Brett, you're going to hurt yourself doing that one day.
Yeah, he cracks his sternum. He also takes a really hard, take it hard in the back, snap to your front. And then they get back in the ring. Brett and him fight in the corner. Brett starts to get the upper hand. Brett does the, whip him hard out of the corner, drop to your stomach, so you give the guy more momentum.
Yep.
Bulldog, before he gets to the corner, does
a full somersault.
He does it all the time. It's
Yeah.
a Bulldog spot. He does a front flip towards the corner,
Yeah.
but he's not quite close enough.
Yeah.
So his leg actually ends up hitting the top rope and springs him backwards onto his head and neck.
He
crunches his head.
For 1 minute he is just a human pogo stick. He does one perfect bounce
Yeah.
on his head.
Yeah.
Just the top of his head.
Yeah. Luckily, the steroids and pills are saving his neck at the moment.
Yeah, he was fine.
Yeah, it was perfectly
But
fine.
could have so easily broken his
Not
neck.
even a reaction to it.
No. Another day at the office.
And then, this is where the superplex comes in that Diana actually reacts to.
Ooh.
And then the finish. Much like the Razor finish earlier.
Yeah, what's going on with finishes on this show?
Bulldog runs at him in the corner, eats a big boot.
To be fair, the boot was very good.
Boot was very
It was
good.
very fast and very hard.
Very hard.
However, that usually sets up a whole comeback.
Yeah, or is just like a
hope
cut-
spot,
cut-off
or something,
or hope
yeah.
spot or whatever. Doesn't usually lead to a finish
Directly to the
that's
finish.
also not Brett, like a regular Brett
Nope,
finish.
gives him a slow, deliberate, but technically good La Magistral Cradle, and that is the 3 count, the end.
The end. Like it's a real good arms crossed around one leg, legs grapevined around the other.
Yep.
Like around the arm. Like it was a real snug roll up.
Yep.
Like I bet you it would be very hard for someone to legitimately kick out of that pin if he was actually doing it that well.
Yeah, there are a few pins that if you do them tight for real, you can get a 3
It'd
count
be
with.
very hard to
Magistral's
get out
one, kind of a crucifix maybe, small package maybe.
Yeah.
If you cross your legs on the small package, you can kind of hold a guy down.
And if you're really putting all of your weight in the right spot to keep them down, yeah, for sure. Surprise roll up, because those are very hard to kick out of if you've been taught anything.
The biggest finisher in WWE.
Yep.
The rolling a guy up after he's distracted
Or
by
woman.
something. Absolutely.
Man or woman,
Or both.
it doesn't discriminate.
Non-binary.
Non-binary woman in wrestling. So that was technically the end of the pay-per-view, but we got the bonus after Quake of Todd Pettengill, Doc Hendricks. Todd Pettengill? Doc Hendricks. In the back
Yes.
with Paul Bearer and The Undertaker, noting that The Undertaker in his match, after he won, had made a I'm coming for the strap signal.
Declared the number 1 contender by interim president Gorilla Monsoon.
So as they're talking to Paul Bearer about him being number 1 contender, Diesel comes in angry about, well, why the fuck does he get a title match?
Because
who's
you
he beat?
just
I lost
because
the title.
you just lost, asshole.
You got DQ'd and lost to Owen Hart, and you just lost the title. There was no automatic rematch cause. Are you gonna be okay?
I'm all good. I even muted my mic, and you didn't need to draw attention
Nope,
to it.
because it came up on the thing because it heard it on mine. Stupid bastard. So Paul Bearer had a very funny line, which he said, "Big Daddy Cool, you haven't been very cool lately."
But in Paul Bearer voice, so it was very funny.
Big Daddy Cool, you haven't been very cool
lately. Yeah, it was great.
Yeah, it was rad. It was a great way to end the show.
Yeah.
Yeah. So overall, not much of a good show. The main event was good.
Main was good.
The rest of it was whatever.
The rest was very
I'm sure that's
skippable.
going to be a recurring theme until like towards the end of these.
I'm trying to think. Next one, we get one banger.
Sure.
One after we get one banger.
Yeah, which is just the running theme at the moment.
And
but I would imagine
then actually the next one I think we get 0 bangers.
I was gonna say I would imagine the 98 ones. There's probably like 2 or 3 good matches, maybe.
Yeah,
and
also
the 99 one, there's like a couple.
Yeah, and also as of late 97, they're an hour longer.
That's
so
true.
More matches.
So there might be more stuff.
Which I'm actually not psyched about. I'm liking this length.
This length is good. It's
yeah,
really easy
maybe
to get
we'll
through.
decide for everything September 97 on an hour to fast forward.
Sure. Yeah, we can do that. There's gonna be some junk in there. Junk in the trunk.
like Vince Russo promos on Nitro when we did that.
Yeah.
That was fun for everyone.
Or like in general, most promos.
Yeah, really a lot of promos, if we're being perfectly honest. So I don't know. That seems like plenty, quite honestly. You should, intrepid listeners, look. It takes a lot to keep the lights on here. We're doing 2 goddamn shows a week. There's barely any time to
There's
kiss.
actually going to be a bonus episode.
Yeah, and we're giving you a bonus episode that
Will only appeal to 5 people.
that you've already heard? Question mark.
No, yeah, maybe. Probably.
Yeah, you've definitely already heard it.
Yeah, don't forget that bonus ep that was released last
that we did. So
before this one.
Yeah. So what I'm trying to say is send us a little bit of money at paypal.me/notscotthenson.
It helps us. We're struggling artists.
We're struggling.
We don't want to have to resort to porn, but we will.
Well, I swear to God, we will. So,
but we're not going to release it, so you won't get to see it.
No, we're just making porn for ourselves. We're just making porn and buying it off of each other to keep the money in the family.
Yeah, to keep the recording devices working, we're just going to do it for each other.
Yeah. But, yeah, if you want to maybe help us get that porn out there, or perhaps stop having to make porn, send us a little bit of money. I
would like to run for governor at some point in my life.
Yeah.
So I would like to not have a bunch of gay porn videos released of me.
I agree. And I would like to work for WWE and say bad things about gay people and then have it come out that I did gay porn. That's my dream.
What about your mental illness?
I would also like to say about how mental illness isn't real, and if you have it, you're a baby,
you're
and
weak.
then miss WrestleMania because I had an anxiety attack. Anyway, Secret Letters T. See you next time.